Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan battle video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the Trunks LR, the Driving with Mum Trunks teen unit, and honestly speaking, taking a look at his EZA. Obviously he's a free-to-play unit, so I do have him Rainbow, but in this situation I also have him at Link level 10. And this is mainly because of my addiction to Trunks units more so than anything else. But his EZA looks okay, if I'm being honest, but we'll talk about it a bit more in detail. Let's get through what it actually is. So he's a Vegeta's family lead of 130%, greatly raises attacking defense now on those 12 and 18 key respectively. He has attacking defense of 100% and additional attacking defense of 50% when performing a super attack, when there's an ally whose name includes Bummer on the team, or when there's another Trunks named category, or sorry, Trunks named character attacking the same turn. So that's quite nice. It makes it a lot more accessible. Key +2 and chance of performing a crit and chance of evading +25% per Vegeta's family category ally attacking the same turn. An extra 100% defense and all allies key +3 as the first attacker. An additional attacking defense of 50% and Vegeta's family category allies key +3 as the second attacker. And if he is the third attacker, attack of 100% and key +3. Now, Trunks is pretty okay. Defense wise, we're looking at a solid-ish, defensive stat. He's sitting kind of in this ballpark figure of being after super around 400 to 500k, depending on additional super attacks, depending on position. If he's in the first slot, that's going to be a bit higher, a bit above the 500k bracket. If he is in the second slot, it's going to be in the mid 400s to 500s, and then if he is in the third slot, it's going to be around the 400k mark, because he gets that extra 50% when performing a super attack. As long as you have a Trunks in the turn, then things do look a little bit better for him. Of course, but yeah, generally speaking, that 213, comes around about 300, 340, and then that 340 with the greatly raising comes around 400 if you get an additional, you know what I mean. So decent defense, obviously 50% evasion as well, as long as you've got a Vegeta's family lineup with him. So 50% evasion, 500k defense is not bad. Start of turn defense a little bit low for some AoE events, but overall not too bad for a lot of events. Attack stats decent as well. We're looking at anywhere between 6 to 10 million depending on supports, depending on 24 key or not. I will say key for him still feels a little bit funky. I know he gets 2 key per Vegeta's family category ally in the turn. I know he also gets 3 key upon super, but it still feels like he's 2 key shy of getting 24 key a lot of the times, which does affect his damage a little bit, but still pretty good. 8 million, 10 million, 50% crit rate is not bad at all. Overall, I find him to be a pretty good unit. I like the utility he has as well. Obviously a little bit maybe heavily tied to Vegeta's family team, which I don't want to say is unfortunate, but it is one of those things. But still quite solid. That 50% evasion, 50% crit. You've then also got obviously the key that he can provide. I will say I wish he just gave a little bit of flat support. Even like just 20% support for Vegeta's family category units, I think would have been cool. I think it would have helped him out a lot, made him a lot more interesting to kind of run. Sticking him in the third slot as a floating damage dealer doesn't feel great, if I'm being honest. Maybe sticking him in the third slot, give him an additional 10% evasion or something, would have been cool. But yeah, overall he's good. The EZA definitely improved him. I think it does obviously make him a lot more accessible. Solved a lot of his key problems, which I think is good. And then of course as well elevated those percentages. So 50% evasion is quite reliable, 50% crits is quite reliable. So yeah, he looks really solid in that regard. And I think overall he's got a nice presentation and a nice kit. The stats are decent. They're not going to be 9th anniversary foolproof. They're not even for some of the red zones, but they will be good for a lot of events. Any non-AoE red zones, even some earlier AoE red zones, he's going to be good in. The earlier Shadow Dragons events, he's going to be good in. He's just a good unit from that regard. I think the only shame is that he loses out a tiny bit Him being a floating support that gave a little bit of support, I think would have been great for the Vegeta's family team and for his kind of future functionality. But I think ultimately at the end of the day, he's still a really fun unit. And honestly speaking, he's good. Looks really, really solid. Your Royal Lineage, Sand Warrior Race, Sand Lineage, Cold Judgment, Shocking Speed, Messenger from the Future, Legendary Power. In terms of links, you want to prioritize Cold Judgment, of course, and then choose between Royal Lineage, Sand Lineage, Shocking Speed as your key link, depending on who you can link them up with on the team. If you can't get Cold Judgment, then just focus on Sand Warrior Race, Sand Lineage, or Shocking Speed, Sand Warrior Race, etc. Royal Lineage, of course, as well, is good on the Vegeta's family team. Legendary Power, Messenger from the Future, pretty solid. He is missing Fierce Battle because he's a free-to-play unit, so it does limit him a little bit. And then in terms of build, you definitely want to go full additional. It's probably the one that's going to make him the best. You get additional defensive raises. You can kind of make the best out of that crit situation, and of course he already has evasion built in, so no real need to push for evasion. At least I don't think so. On the surface level, I think it's not necessary. I think he functions more than fine as is. But yeah, that's basically it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know if you did, and let me know what you think of Trunks. Of course, I always find it interesting to hear what people have to say. And do you think they should do another SBI LR? Because I believe Trunks is the final one that we have. So yeah, could be very interesting. But that's going to be it from me. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.